YTBC, what's the deal? So I'm on boxingscene.com and I'm looking at Peter Fury, the father and the trainer for Hughie Fury, and they say that they don't want this fight with Dillian Whyte. Hughie Fury 20-0 with the 10 knockouts. You know, usually when I bring up Hughie Fury, I'm encountered by fans that tell me a plethora of fighters have turned down fights with Hughie Fury and nobody wants to fight him, so on and so forth. And I always found that odd because people say that about Luis Ortiz. People have said that about a few other heavyweights, Joseph Parker. Now, I'm not saying none of these guys have had fights that they couldn't get. I'm not saying that. All of these guys have had fights they could not get. I understand it. But it's when the narrative is created that nobody wants to fight this guy. And then as soon as people want to fight the person, then that person and their team has different reasons as to why the fight can't go down. You know, it's too short of a training camp. You know, we're friends. I don't want to travel to his country. You know, here comes the excuses. But it's like, well, you just told me nobody wants to fight you. Now somebody does. You know, so I'm not going to put too much pressure on the young man. He's only, was he 21 years old? You know, I'm not going to put too much pressure on him as far as not taking his fight. But it does make me scratch my head a little bit. Let me just read what Peter Fury wrote on social media. He says, Dillian Whyte can go fight for British titles. Hughie Fury will step aside. Good luck, champ. My reasons are clear to those who count. Sorry if I don't go into details with our reasons. British title, top belt to have. Let's not forget, though, Hughie ranked 14th and about to be ranked much higher with the WBO. We're happy as we are. Fury was in action, you know, and again, the story goes on. You know, so I don't know if this is going to be a so-called bigger and better opponent that they're looking after. Now, they said they want to stay busy on July 9th on that Tyson Fury versus Vladimir Klitschko card. So hopefully there's no Paul Butlins showing up on fight night, or Jason Gaverns, or George Arias, the guy from Brazil. I mean, hopefully there's none of that going. Oh, he fought Arias. Hopefully there's no Arias rematch. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's just weird to me now. Guys say people don't want to fight them, and then when there's good fights coming up, they don't take the fight. Now, I've heard people say that the Fury camp is really cool with Dillian Whyte, and that's one of the reasons that they don't want the fight. And I actually heard that from a Hat Man Strikes Back video. Shouts out to him. Excellent channel, excellent content. So he said that. Then I seen some fans discussing that too. So if that's the reason, then that's bullshit. So then that means that Nick Asbury and Cassius Chaney, those are two American prospects who helped Tyson Fury in his preparation before his first fight with Vladimir last year. So, and they're cool with the Fury camp. So is Hughie going to not fight those guys if it comes down to it? Or how about Eddie Chambers? Well, Eddie Chambers just lost to Jared Washington, but had he not fought Eddie Chambers, it's like when you're trying to be number one, the friendship shit shouldn't matter, man. I mean, look at Evander Holyfield was at 87. In 87 when he fought Henry Tillman. They were Olympic teammates, good friends. Tillman had Evander be his best man in his wedding. Evander was the best man in his wedding. Then he knocked him out. I forgot if Evander fought him right before that or right after, but it was all around the same time in the same year. Knocked him the hell out and was the best man at his wedding. You know, you can be friends, man, but when you got to get in that ring and prove yourself, I mean, that's what it has to be. The only person I was expecting Hughie Fury to turn down a fight against, or his father to say we don't want to fight, or that doesn't make sense, is Tyson Fury. Rather than that, everybody else is fair game, man, in my opinion. You know, but who knows what the Fury camp has up their sleeve. I just hope whoever Hughie fights next, I just hope it's not somebody where we're sitting there thinking like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? I really don't know, man. Hopefully it's an Eric Molina type, a Johan Duipa type. Some of you may think that's too much for him right now. Maybe a Michelle Wallace type. Maybe a Edmund Gerber. Maybe a Christian Hammer. Something like that, man. I want a step up. I would like to see a step up. I don't want to see him take a step backwards, man, and fight somebody where we know what the outcome's going to be, and they're just going to say, oh, we just put him in there with that guy so we can get some work. You know, I don't know, man. What do you guys think about this, man? It's kind of upsetting because the Dillian Whyte and Fury fight to me makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense, especially on the domestic level. It makes a lot of sense. How can you not want to fight another domestic fighter? And you're saying that, or the rumor was what I'm hearing is they're friends. Well, whether that is true or not, I'm not saying it's not true, but let's say that was false. That they never said that we're too much of friends. Why aren't you going to fight them? What reasons? And if there's some legit reasons, we as fans need to know what the reasons are. Now, I don't know if Peter Fury has came out and gave those reasons. If he has gave those reasons, please somebody link it to me so I can be informed. But kind of disturbing. I like Hughie Fury. I think he fights off his back foot really well. Big, tall, long, rangy, young fighter. I want to see him continue to grow, but I think this is a perfect opportunity to fight Dillian Whyte. He wanted to fight. He wasn't going to turn it down. And that's the thing. It wasn't like it was a mutual thing. It seems as if Dillian Whyte's kind of like, all right, well, if you don't want to fight me, I'll look elsewhere. You know what I mean? I think I'm hearing he called out Price and Chisora. Dillian Whyte did. So hopefully one of those fights gets made. But I'm kind of disappointed in this, man. Just disappointed. This would have been a very good fight, Dillian Whyte versus Hughie Fury. But for whatever reason, Peter Fury doesn't want it, whether because they're too much of friends or he doesn't feel he's ready yet or he is on to bigger and better things. Well, if you are on to bigger and better things, like I said, it better be one of those guys I just named. And I also wanted to add this. I forgot, so I'm making another video. I'll just piece this on to the video I already made about Hughie Fury turning down the fight, or his father turning down the fight with Dillian Whyte. And yes, he did receive that big cut in his last fight, but they're saying they're going to be ready for July 9th. Now, there were some things brought up about Hughie Fury's health, and I remember Peter saying something about his health and getting him right. He's not feeling right. Usually when you say health, that doesn't mean a cut, and I did notice he had a lot of acne on him, his skin. I believe it was acne. He had a lot of red spots on him. Hughie Fury did, so I'm not sure if it's just an acne problem or what it is. But I've seen fans bringing that up, and they feel as if that Hughie Fury is very conscious of his body. I mean, shit, who wouldn't be if you have a bunch of fucking red spots on you and you have to compete in a sport where you have to take your shirt off? You know what I mean? So yes, it could play with him, that could play with his mind a little bit, play mind games on him, but to me, I mean, if you ask me my opinion, yes, I would be very conscious of it too if it was me, but you're a professional and you get paid very, handsomely for these fights, man, and you're trying to be world champion, and I don't want my world champion, a guy who's trying to be world champion, to worry about acne problems, I mean, maybe that's just me, maybe I'm being too harsh on a young man, but I don't know, man. Get you some Clearasil or some shit, or use some rubbing alcohol. I don't know, or go to a dermatologist or something. I'm not sure, but I hope that has nothing to do with not fighting Dillian Whyte. Doesn't make any sense. You're gonna fight July 9th. That's what your team is saying, regardless. So I really don't know what the hell having skin problems have to do with fighting Dillian Whyte. You're gonna fight July 9th, regardless. You know what I mean? So I don't know what fans are really talking about with this acne thing. Yes, I've seen it. Yes, it can make somebody, shy, I guess, to take their shirt off. But you're trying to be the baddest motherfucker on the planet. I don't want my heavyweight champion to be shy of his acne, even if it is kind of scattered around your body, But I want him to get it taken care of, for his appearance. Because, fighters, that can mess with you mentally. You look good, you perform well. You know what I mean? So, hopefully he gets that taken care of, and if that is plaguing him, hopefully he gets it taken care of so we can move on with this young man's career, because I want to see what he does in the ring. As far as, him having acne, I could really care less about it, but it's not me, it's him. So hopefully that isn't a problem as far as the health issue. Hopefully it's not nothing serious. Hopefully it's just a young man that's just getting acne, late. I even heard some people say something about him possibly using something. I would doubt that, but as far as using a steroid, that's why he has acne, but I would doubt that. I really doubt that Hughie is using, but I don't know, man. You guys let me know what you think about that, though. YTBC, I'm out.